Okay, hello everyone here. Foul Play back here for another modern video. We're continuing with our green-white hexproof here today. We're going to continue to test Savage Swipe and see its power here in modern. At the same time, we're going to be running Leyline to help counter those burn and prowess decks, and also the Jun decks as well. Running over to the sideboard, we've got the Path to Exiles in here, the Torporobs, Gadok Teague, Suppression Field, Rest in Peace, one of Stony Silence, and Force of Vigor. So this is geared pretty strongly towards beating things like Eldrazi-tron, Regular-tron, and then other stuff like there's stuff in there for Ad Nauseam and a whole bunch of different overlap in various directions. Hopefully we've got enough to deal with Ponza as well. We've got the 3 Savage Swipes, the 2 Paths, and the 2 Suppression Fields. So that's a good 7 cards to help deal with that matchup at least. Okay, so we're going to go right on ahead here and get into a league. See how we go. So far, I sort of reset the counter here, and we're doing pretty reasonable with the list at the moment. The first league I ran, I think I went 2-3, but that was with a different list while I was still running Lurist. I reset the counter when the companion nerf came in. Then we of course got the 5-0, which I'm sure most people watched because I did clickbait the title. And then last league was a 2-3, but we had a fair few tough matchups and a fair few close ones, where really the games could have gone either way. We played them pretty well. Maybe we just didn't draw quite as well as our opponent did, something like that. But those are going to happen, and it's part of Magic. It's part of the game we all play, isn't it? Alright, so it looks like we have found our round 1 opponent here. Go ahead and get into this match. Alright, we have lost the die roll here. Alright, hand is looking a little bit average to me. Giordano. I don't recognise this player here. Obviously there's way too much going wrong with this hand. Even though it has Daybreak Coroner, it has no other auras to help enable it. Alright, I consider this hand much better. I'm going to go ahead and keep it, and I'm probably going to bottom 1 Ethereal Armor here. Just keep a well-rounded hand outside of that. Okay, Wooded Foothills pass. Alright, of course we draw the extra creature. I'd definitely prefer the Ethereal Armor in hindsight, but we don't know that the top of our library is going to be Bogle now, do we? Just in case it's a Thoughtseize deck, we want to keep like the 2 creature hand, so we're not just completely destroyed by 1 Thoughtseize. Alright, so they've gone Stomping Ground and Interplay tapped. Nothing else for turn 1. Let's see what they do on turn 2. Get a bit of information on their deck. Gemstone Caverns. Interesting. Alright, so it's just Dredge. Gotcha. Alright, so they got a Creeping Chill. Doesn't look like they got any Dredges in there yet, though. Oh wait, no, they dredged the Life from the Loam and Golgari Thug. Never mind. They have got a couple of Dredges. Savage Swipe's not going to be very good here. We're really looking to get to Daybreak Coronet, which we of course don't have at the moment. We've bricked on land 2 turns in a row here. The second one being the only one that really affects us, but we're going to be wanting to find a land to help curve out real soon, or else we could be in a lot of trouble. Traditionally, the Dredge matchup is quite a good one for us, although they're outrageously explosive hands. A lot of the time we just can't deal with those. They're just a little bit too fast for us. And then they have, Nature's Claim for our hate card, or for our Daybreak, Nature's Claim. Bam. Wreck all the stuff. Alright, looks like another Cathartic Reunion, maybe. We will just see. Alright, so he's going to get Dredges off his Golgari Thug there. And he was a little bit greedy. He didn't discard the life from the loam then. I'm not quite sure why. Because that would have been a free Dredge back. And like, he gets Bloodghast, Prize Amalgams. I guess that's pretty good. I still don't know why he wouldn't dredge more off of the life from the loam. That doesn't make very much sense to me. I don't know, if we draw land at Daybreak Coronet, we still win this pretty hard, but at the moment it's... Okay, we do draw land. So that's going to be pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and get a Plains with this one. We're then going to Savage Swipe, get rid of one of these Prized Amalgams. 3 less damage we'll have to take next turn. Pump up our power there. And then we get to put down our Ethereal Armor. Attack for 7. Nice little attack. We're getting like reasonably close to lethal as well, but that can of course change at any moment because Creeping Chill, if he hits 2 of them, we lose 6, they gain 6, and the match becomes incredibly harder. Yeah, Savage Swipe, pretty good with the tempo there. I don't normally like removal spells against Dredge decks, but the fact this one let us get in 2 damage is pretty good. I wouldn't really want to be using Path in that same situation though. Not unless it's Avenge Vine or something. I guess Prized Amalgam's pretty big, and this like only deals with it for a turn. It's like a soft answer, but at least we're winning the race at the moment. Can attack for 8 next turn with what's in our hand, so if we draw something like Rancor, we will have lethal. Alright, there is the life from the loam from our opponent. It doesn't look like they're going to have too much dredging to do this turn. We are fortunate that they haven't really comboed off. They've sort of been... They haven't like completely missed, but they've been pretty clunky here. Alright, there's one Creeping Chill. And they discarded the Ox, okay. And a Bloodghast. Gotcha. Yeah. Alright, so it looks like Prized Amalgam's going to be coming back now. Alright. Seems like he's left a blocker on the ground here. That's going to be advantageous to us because we got Grispoon on top. We might be able to get the 2-turn win. As long as he doesn't hit another Creeping Chill. 3/6. They've got 10 damage on board. We can block 3 of it, so as long as they don't hit a Creeping Chill, we are good. And yeah, if we play the Grispoon out last turn, we would have dealt 1 less damage, and they wouldn't have left the Prized Amalgam back as a blocker. So I think we've played this game about as well as we could have. For the cards we drew. Just all in the dice right now. Of course, they're going to get a big dredge off the Ox now. Even if we lose this one, it's not all doom and gloom. From the sideboard, we've got a pretty good plan for them. I'm sure he's just returning Ox here. Discard his hand, exile his graveyard or something, whatever it reads. So 8 cards from your graveyard. Discard your hand, then draw 3 cards. Yeah. Alright, so he's discarded double Narcomoeba, another Ox, a Stinkweed Imp, a prize from our Amalgam. Alright, here comes the dredging. There's the Creeping Chill. Alright, my opponent's got this one. Dang. Alright, let's see if they realize they have lethal here. Well, I don't know if we could be too upset about that. Because our opponent did have a pretty slow hand. We just also had a slow hand. So, yep. Top of our library. It wasn't really changing too much. Alright, so what's going to be really good here is both our Torpor Orb and our Rest in Peace. Those are going to be really, really good. We want something else. These Savage Swipes aren't great. I think they're better than Path to Exile, although maybe not, because they don't hard deal with Prized Amalgam or Ox. They're just better on tempo. Suppression Field could make their... is it Shriekhorn, the 1-mana artifact that dredges to 3 times? Could make that a lot less explosive, but they'd still get 1 activation. We could take these out for 3 ley lines because Dredge sometimes brings in discard. Usually when I play this matchup, I have more auras in the deck than what I do currently. I'm a bit lighter on auras right now. I think we keep the Savage Swipes. Probably not. Let's ditch them. Because if he doesn't have a creature in play and we can't cast this on turn 2, because they're not going to play a creature on turn 1, and we can't cast it on turn 2, and yeah, it's just going to be too awkward. I reckon 3 ley lines, play around that Thoughtseize ever so slightly, and the Conflagrate damage at our face. That could be 2 paths and 1 Savage Swipe. It could be Suppression Field, or... well, Stony Silence is better than Suppression Field, actually. But Suppression Field hits their fetch lands. Actually, okay, yeah. Let's bring in the Suppression Fields, because we're on the play, and the Stony Silence as well. I don't think they're good. It's just like what's less bad. I don't know. I don't think Leyline's great in this matchup either. I'm not sold on either cards. Yeah, they do have a lot of fetch lands in their decks, so Suppression Field can get these decks quite well. Or it could just blank. It's like such a gambling card. But generally, like your 3-4 color decks, as long as they're not running Arkham's Astrolabe, you're probably pretty good running Suppression Field. Ponza's another deck that it's really good against. Right, we are back here. We're going to be on the play. Alright, this hand looks freaking awesome. Let's go ahead and snap keep this one. We got our land, we got an aura to enable the Daybreak, and we got a hate card for our opponent. So this is a really, really strong hand. Even if our opponent Thoughtseizes us here, they'd have to have Thoughtseize and like a Nature's Claim. And I think we're just in a very good position this game. Alright, opponent's mulled to 5 as well. Not that you can see that yet. So, yeah. Down to 4. Alright. I think we might just be going to game 3 here. Yeah, it's weird to see players on Dredge at the moment, just because Amulet Titan is such a dominant deck. Sort of both the decks were quite big when whatever the set was came out that brought them the Ox and brought Amulet Titan, Dryad of Elysian Grove, and whatever else, and the Castle Land makes their stupid Primeval Titan a mana cheap for some reason, like. Yep. As if another ramp creature wasn't enough. Another ramp creature which enables Valakut. But yeah. This is the state of Modern at the moment, everyone. And I think if there was going to be something done to change it, Wizards would have done it. So it's like literally just deal with what it is and stop complaining. Alright, so... that gives me a pretty strong read on Nature's Claim. Maybe he's got the Merchant and he's going to do a Haggle. Let's just attack and Sort of like fake a second main core Spirit Dancer here. I definitely want to do the Rest in Peace, I think, though. No, we can core Spirit Dancer. It's like worse against Conflagrate, and if they spend their whole turn doing Conflagrate, I mean, that's not horrible for us. Although I think they have to get it in the graveyard first before they can actually start hitting our creatures with it mana efficiently. Alright, they've done nothing. Looks like maybe a Cathartic Reunion this turn. They did Martyr Force, so their hand could be quite card light, and they might just miss what they need, which could just be a mana source or something. Alright, so Blood Crypt tapped, and looks like they're going to be waiting for a Cathartic Reunion. We're going to lead on our Hyena Umbra. I'm just going to play it... I don't need to play it safe. I can put it on call here. Never mind. Because Conflagrate's like their only kill spell they should have in the deck. And then they might get us with the Nature's Claim here. We'll see. We'll get the draw off of it anyway. To be honest, here's the Nature's Claim. Alright, that's fine. We could have played the second core Spirit Dancer out and played it a bit slower. I doubt they have like the third, like a second Nature's Claim in hand. And we can just go in on the core Spirit Dancer again next turn and be fine. That's all dandy. Not in a huge rush here. I wonder if we play Rest in Peace if they'll just scoop. I'm not like hugely incentivized to play it at the moment though, because we're just like they've got nothing in the grave. Or not. I wasn't incentivized to do it as opposed to a turn 2 Spirit Dancer. Let's say that. Yeah. All right. There's the Haggle. Looks like he's drawn a discard effect. Oh, that's just a Bloodghast. That's horrible. Wow. Alright, I think we are fine and dandy here, guys. They even tap their Stomping Ground there, so that sort of shows me that they don't have another Nature's Claim in hand. Let's just go ahead and crack this one. We can get Plains, that's absolutely fine. Hopefully no Fatal Push. Fatal Push would suck. Alright, so we draw the Hyena Umbra, and it's coming in completely out of order here, but hopefully it doesn't matter. Alright, opponent's just conceded to all of that. Alright, so the maybes were the Suppression Fields and the Stony Silencers here. Just wondering if I should maybe bring in Force of Vigor for Shriekmaw instead. I think maybe Path is what we want mostly. I don't think we want Stony Silence either. And then it's either a 1-off Force of Vigor or a Savage Swipe here. Don't forget Savage Swipe can trigger our lifelink as well. So if it comes to the final attack and we've like got a 5/5 and not quite enough life, we can effectively gain 10 life by fighting something as well. Force of Vigor. Yeah, I think Savage Swipe's probably going to be more consistent here. Another thing is Gadok T can stop the Conflagrate, but I don't think that's really that important here. Yep. Okay, and for the third match here, yeah, I'm definitely keeping this hand. We've got 2 hate cards, we've got creatures, we've got an aura, we've got two draws to hit our land drop, and then just hate our opponent out of the game. I think this is definitely good enough. Opponent mulliganed to 6 and then kept... Oh, and then shifted to us. They might not keep the 6, they might mulligan that as well. Alright, opponent kept 6. Alright, turn 1, they've done nothing, so I'm happy to see that so far. And we get a Grispoon, that's not too bad. We do blank on land though. I guess the Grispoon's pretty bad because it's not a different effect to the aura already in our hand, and it's not the land that we really wanted. Yeah, that's all good. Even if we stumble for a turn, our hate cards are so good that we might just still get there. Just depends on how explosive their turn is here. Oh wow, they brought that in tapped. I have a feeling like my opponent's pretty new to Dredge. Gotta be honest, guys. Let's play our Core Spirit Dancer. Got a read on Nature's Claim at the moment, and yeah, I just don't want to like tempo myself by playing into a Nature's Claim there. Is that a Lightning Bolt? Lightning Axe, okay. Alright, well that's, you know, okay. It's not super bad for us. Alright, so he's dredged and not really hit anything relevant, so that is good. But I think he's got a Golgari Thug in hand. Yeah, he should have a Golgari Thug in hand. So this is where we're going to want to get our rest in peace. Alright, we draw a Windswept Heath. We've curved out perfectly with our land here. We've been very fortunate. So now we can just fly over the top. Hate on our opponent's graveyard. And we should be in a really good spot to win this game from here. Core Spirit Dancer, draw trigger. Torpor Orb is a secondary hate effect as well. We've definitely got the tools here to just go all the way. So yeah, not an explosive game from us by any means, but not an explosive game from our opponent either. Alright, so we take 1 good old point of damage here. Yep, so let's just go ahead and play Core Spirit Dancer. I put this Grispoon over on the Scout, sorry. We will yield to our Core Spirit Dancer's triggers. Alright, and we drew Daybreak Coronet, so that is pretty darn good. Reasons why I put Grispoon on the Scout instead of the Core Spirit Dancer there. We saw Lightning Axe, they could have another Lightning Axe, and secondary to that is, if they have the Nature's Claim for the Daybreak Coronet, they can't, or for the Grispoon, they can't like 2-for-1 us, or 2-for-1 our Daybreak Coronet there. Alright, so I think we will be pretty safe fetching out a forest here. Hopefully it won't come back to bite us by drawing double white aura. I don't really want to take the damage though. But I do want to thin the deck before I start casting this Daybreak. And you know, we can utilize the green mana with the cards in our hand as well. Alright, opponent skips to Daybreak. So that is game 1 there against Dredge, guys. Nice little victory there. I wouldn't quite say textbook, but like they just didn't apply any pressure, and our interaction was more relevant than their interaction, and we did play around what we could play around most of the time. Yep. So that's going to be it for today's video, everybody. I'd like to thank you for watching up until the very end here. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Both those things are good for the YouTube algorithm. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to see more daily content on Bogles, and ring the bell for notifications on when videos go live. Thanks everyone, and see you tomorrow.